Hey guys, I thought it would be cool to show you what I do as a data analysis consultant. So I'll give you like a real world example. I have a contract with an NGO. All the data is public, so I have no problem showing you guys this work. And yeah, hopefully you guys learn maybe some real world skills, maybe like the data flow or how the workflow is for me, for what I do. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace, peace. Welcome everybody. So we're on our local setup right now. And I'm going to show you guys how we go from scraping the data in Golang, specifically from this URL here. So it's a bunch of electric vehicle models in this website that we can scrape, and in total it's 342 entries. It's really good. So we're going to use this website. Then once we have that data, we go to, usually 9 times out of 10, the data is not perfect, right? It's going to need cleaning, it's going to need some modifications to make it look pretty. So here we're going to use a notebook. I'm using Google Colab. Reason being is it's really easy to share. With one click of a button, I can just share it with my co-workers, because I'm working with a team that isn't really so technical. So a platform like this is very nice. And then finally, once we use the notebook to make the data look pretty, we can export it to a sheet and just put it in the Google Drive. And again, we can share that. And of course, I have my own account with the organization, but I'm using my personal accounts today. Just because I don't want to leak any data that's sensitive. So yeah, stay tuned guys, I'm going to go step by step in every process. Alright guys, step 1 is scraping the data, of course. You can use Python, you can use something else that you are more comfortable with, but I'm using Golang. If you guys know me, if you guys have been following my channel, you guys know I started off as a gopher, just making Golang videos, and I got the subscribers that way, so it's very nostalgic for me. And if you've watched another one of my videos, 3 ways to stay sharp as a dev, I make templates for every program that I do, so including this one, right? Every repetitive program that I do, like scrapers, APIs, I make templates for. So if you guys can see my branches, every time I have a new project that I have to scrape, I just make a new branch in my template. For instance, like I had to do hotel bookings, I've had to do TripAdvisor scraping, I've even had to scrape our own website. So every time there's a new project, I make a new branch, and then the workflow is quite easy. All I have to do is fill in some things, like I have to fill in the new URL that I'm scraping, I have to do all of the allowed domains, and I just might have to do a little bit of the HTML and how I parse the data. But other than that, it's really simple. So yeah, follow along guys. If you want the template for scraping data, it's in the description below. And the way you web scrape, of course, is you're going to have to look at the HTML tags. So if we inspect this, usually, okay, this is Chrome, good. I thought it was Safari. It's much easier on Chrome. The dev tools are much better. So we're going to have to start from the main tag, right? So we go to the main tag, and then we kind of just like, since HTML is kind of like a hierarchy, we go from main to div, then we find where we need it, list, div.list. And then all of this will be put into the code, so you guys will see it more visually in the Golang code. But then we're going to have to go into the list item. But inside of the list there are many things called list item. So right there, programmatically, if you're thinking about it, we have to do a for loop. Or we have to do a for loop and get every single item from this list, from this div entity, or what is it called? HTML element, right? You guys see I have the main div.content. Then I have div.list, which is the main block with all of the entries. And then we say element for each. So every time you guys see for each, which kind of derives from JavaScript, it's a way to do a kind of like a for loop. And we're going to say, what do we want to get every time the loop is iterating? We're going to get the div.list.item. And let's see, actually, let's confirm this. So list item and data wrapper. Now if we see every single list item, it has the same thing. It has the list item and then the data wrapper. So that's why we're doing that. What we can see is that there's many things to each single element in this list. There's the top speed, the range, efficiency, fast charge. So we're going to skip to now coding. We might just fast forward it because, you know, nobody likes those content where people are just talking over while they're coding anymore. I think people's brains are too rotted now, so they need quick content. So I'm just going to code in like 2 times speed and then show you guys the way after once I coded it. Alright, so through the speed up, you're gonna see me looking at the HTML a lot, and I'm also creating a model that's pretty much representing the electric vehicle. So like the title, the top speed, the range, all of that is going inside of the Golang code as a model. And then I'm just looking at the HTML, trying to find the right tags that correspond to each property. And it's very simple stuff, don't be scared. I mean, all you have to do is look at the HTML and put it inside of the code. And yeah, hope you guys find it very simple. It should be very simple. Okay guys, so very simple. We've traversed every single div, right? So we see that the specs are pretty easy to get because they all have a single paragraph tag. And within that paragraph tag, they have a span that has a correlating class to what they are. So it's really nice. Their HTML is really easy to scrape. Some other programs, it was very, troublesome. It's a headache. But this one's pretty easy. So if you guys can just understand the code, everything but the title was pretty much in the specs. I still have to get the price actually. So let me show you guys how I do the price. So in the code, for instance, we're going into the main list, and then for each single element in that list, we're making a new model. We're getting all of the attributes that we want, right? We're getting the name, the acceleration, the top speed, all that stuff we're getting. And then finally, we're appending to this variable called data, which is the list of all the models. And eventually, we're going to write it into a JSON file, and then we're going to export it into that notebook. But I hope that makes sense. So now let me just show you guys how I get the price, just because it's just a good practice. So let's see, model.price. We're most likely going to use the child text function again. So let's just see how this plays out. And of course, once we run this, there's not 100% chance that it's correct. Oh, the pricing is here. Okay, nice. So we go into div.pricing and we just get the price by span. Okay, then there's another span that we have to go into, but there's only one span, so we don't even have to specify the class. So the way this will look is, let's see, div.pricing, then we go span.by, or by price, I think it was by_price. Oops. And then after that, we just need a span tag. So let's see. I had it backwards, had it reversed, but we go price by. Okay. All right, and what I can do is in the Python code, what I can do is transfer this unit. I can get rid of that leading currency tag symbol, and I can turn that into USD, or I can turn it into Indonesian rupiah, whatever my team wants, because I'm in the Indonesian branch, or the business unit. I'm contracted to them, but they might want the USD because my organization is from the US. It's ICCT, if you guys read about it. It's really nice, really good organization. Anyways, back to the code. Let's go ahead and run this and see if it works, and yeah. But I have to go to the bathroom, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, so we got the price. Now let's go ahead and see if this works. So the way Kali works, which is the program I'm using, it's called GoKali. It's a web scraper in Golang. So we have this, it's on HTML, so like it implies, when it hits the HTML, it will parse this. This is the on request, and this is on error, so we're gonna get some nice logs in case there are some errors. Get reviews synchronously. I should probably rename that. Just let's say start the scraper. I'm gonna say start scraper. Go ahead and put that in there. Okay, and what this is gonna do, it's gonna visit the website. However, since we're doing multiple pages, we're gonna have to edit this out. Edit it in a certain way. Giving me an error here. We gotta change this to start scraper. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how we're gonna do this. You guys see that in this domain, there's actually something that I did, is this %s, and the way this works is we're gonna have to run this many times. So how many times? We're gonna run it from, I believe it's 0. Hold on. Okay, it's from 0, and then it's gonna go to 37. So Yeah, 37 times, or 38 times. So let's go ahead and write that for loop. So we're gonna say, oh, do I have low in here? No, okay. So if we're gonna say for I is equal to 0, we're gonna say I is less than or greater to, and I believe we have this here, max page. We're gonna just increment I. This is a string, that's what I thought. I'm gonna say, what is it? Integer, no, ATOI. I'm gonna say string convert, ATOI, g.conf. This is what I'm doing right now, guys. I'm sorry. I'm turning this into an integer. I think this gives back 2 return types, so we're just gonna handle that. Right, we're gonna write the error here. And then here we're gonna use the max variable we created. And now we can put this visit inside of here. But the thing is, this has to change. The way this has to change is we're gonna make a URL. So we're gonna say var URL string. And then this URL is gonna take the value of this, but we're gonna give it the iteration of I, because since it's going from 0 to 37, it's gonna be valid. So like if we go back to this URL, and we go ahead and type in page, let's say 4 or 3, this is going to change, right? This is going to give me the 3rd page. It should give me the 3rd page. And if you can see down here, oh, we're on the 4th page. Okay. So that might affect the scraper. Since there's 38 pages and the limit is 37, we are fine. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and continue with the code. Let's go ahead and try to run this, but we still have to modify the URL. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say URL is equal to fmt.sprintf, I believe. We need the format string, right? Because the format strings allows us to use these variables like %s, %d for integers. There's other ones. The most common ones are these two. It's usually what I use. Since this %s is already here, we don't need to put it in there. We just need to give it the g.config full domain. And then here we're going to give it I, which might be a problem because this is an integer, right? So we're going to say, let's see. It's going to be equal to integer to a string, and we're going to give it I. Okay. So that's it right there. Then we're going to put this in here. And then, yeah. Hey, not bad. I'm doing this all off of my head. So there might be errors, but if we visit this concurrently every single time, should be good. The whole thing with this, every time we visit, this is going to run and it's going to append the data. So once all of the 37 visits are done, or I should say 38, since it's starting from 0, finally we're going to write the JSON, which should give me every single entry. So let's go ahead and run this. I think everything should work. Everything's good here, so let's just run this. Okay, it's visiting. Okay, looks like a bad sign. Okay, no, it's working. So we're getting every single page. And, oh yeah, it has yet to write the JSON, right? Because we're waiting. If we look at this code right here, collector.wait, that kind of just signals or kind of just halts the process of this. So this is kind of like asynchronous programming. I should fast forward this part. I'll be back as soon as this is done. So this is the first part of just web scraping the data, guys. I've showed you the process of collecting the data. So please let me know down below if this is entertaining for you guys. I wasn't really gonna even upload this because I just feel like it's not entertaining. And I try to find the borderline of entertaining and educational, and I can never seem to find it. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and let me know down below in the comments what do you guys want to see. So thank you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed the results. Okay guys, hey guys. Okay, guys, the scraper has finished its process, and we can see we have a JSON file right here. So let's go ahead and look. And wow, it looks like we got everything on the first try. It's got a lot of entries. Okay, nice. The problem is it's not looking right on the price. The price looks a bit weird. We can just like go into Python and clean this data. Actually, everything can be done on Golang, by the way. So I'm not saying Golang is limited, but it's more easier to use Python because sometimes my tech team wants to use or wants to look at the data or look at the program. It's easier to show them NumPy and Python because they don't know Golang. But yeah, it's just looking good. I think it's still okay for me to just put it into the notebook. So that is the scraping part, guys. I hope you guys sat through the whole scraper. Hope you learned some things, and I might have gone too fast for you guys, but it's okay. There's a lot of questions you can ask in the comments, and I'll respond. Now let's take this data and put it into the Google Drive, and then put it into the notebook.